Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Tara. Today I'm talking about careers. As a young adult who's graduated recently and who has friends that have all graduated recently, a big part of our lives right now seems to revolve around the race to get to the end goal, to find our careers and make lots of money and be successful and, do all the things we always dreamed of doing. I talk to this stuff about my friends all the time. I have friends that are constantly worried about this stuff. I worry about this stuff from time to time. But I'm hopefully here today to tell you that it's all going to be okay. The reason that I actually had the idea for this video is because I was having a conversation this week and it was a weird moment. I had basically just said out loud, I am a photographer. Right now in New York, I'm a photographer and a blogger and all that stuff more than I am a designer, which is my career path. I know it's going to be, hopefully my end goal. And right now I'm just kind of pursuing that. If you had told me in December before moving here that I was going to be a photographer, that was not even on my radar at all. Yes, did I like taking pictures? Yes, did I like editing? I did, but it was always for my own stuff, and you know what, I wasn't particularly good at it. I definitely enjoyed it and enjoyed learning, but it was just not on my radar as, a point on my career path in any way whatsoever. And since moving here, it's something that has just happened, and I enjoy it a lot, and it's a passion of mine, and I enjoy getting new clients, and in the short 8 months I've been here, I am making so many connections into this side passion that I have on mine, and while I'm still have my foot in design and I'm still doing my little bits here and there and gaining more experience, I'm also at the same time pursuing this other creative side of me that I'm getting a lot of gratification from. I kind of became a photographer out of necessity, and I really don't know how in a short 8 months I've managed to work for some incredible international brands and take care of, in-house photography for them. It's been an insane ride. Do I want to be a photographer the rest of my life? Absolutely not. That is not what I want to do with my life. I'm very firm since I was 10 years old, maybe even earlier, on designing clothes. That's always what I wanted to do. So this is just a deviation that I'm embracing from my career path, and I want to let you guys know that it's okay. I'm being really impatient and trying to get through my studies and university and just wanting to be done with it. Actually, photography has come as a really nice break from that. Most of you guys know final year at uni, no matter what you're studying, is pretty hard, and it can really make you loathe whatever you're studying. And I just wanted to tell you guys that sometimes in life you might find yourself on a slightly different path, but that's okay. It's about being part of the ride, and if you are very set on what you want to do, you will get there, but don't automatically discard any opportunities that might come your way in the meantime. I think in our 20s, it's so easy to freak out about why am I not successful yet? Why haven't I gotten to my goal yet? Whereas the 20s are about figuring yourself out and letting things just happen. You've put in the work and you're still putting in the work. You can have somebody like me who has known what they've wanted to do and has been lucky enough to know what they've wanted to do from a very, very, very young age. But I have tons of friends that they know what they want to do, but they're taking their time getting there, or they haven't quite figured it out. And you know what? Sometimes you need a couple of years just working retail or, working a job you don't particularly like to actually realize what it is you want to do and to develop that drive for it that will get you to the successful place you want to be in. I personally have a friend in New York here who, as soon as she decided she hated retail, she wanted to get out of it so quickly, and that hatred for the current job she's in is pushing her so hard to actually go into the career and stop procrastinating and just get herself in there. So sometimes you just need a couple of years after college, hell, maybe 10 years after college, to figure out what it is you really, really want to do, meet new people that will introduce you to possible new opportunities that you never even knew existed. So just have faith that if you work hard and you do what you can with the time you have, that good things will come to you. It's really important during this time to keep an open mindset, to know and believe in yourself that you will get to where you want to be. And going back to the chat that I had with Christine Fredheim, she worded it really well in that some people won't allow themselves what they deserve. You know, they don't believe in themselves. They think, you know, what have I done to deserve this? I'm not good at this. I need to change my career. And the fact of the matter is, you just need to be open to positive opportunities and good things to happen to you, and have a lot of self-belief in yourself that wherever you want to be, you deserve to be there just as much as the next person. And it can be hard sometimes when we're living in the world of like 18-year-old multi-millionaires like Kylie Jenner and, you know, the Taylor Swifts, who all have their lives sorted out and they got lucky and all that kind of stuff. But you guys can be lucky too. It might happen a little later, but your future is in your hands. And if you want to be somewhere, you need to figure out how you're going to get there and allow yourself to be open and let it happen to you. And there's no reason why it shouldn't. You're the only person holding yourself back. If you think about it this way, guys, most people live to like 110 these days. That's like 4 25-year lifetimes where you can change your career, you can have a reevaluation of your future and decide, you know what, if I want to go back to college and do something else, you can do that. And yes, it's not the most practical thing, you know, halfway through your life deciding you want to do something else, but there's nothing stopping you from doing that, going back to college, taking up something new, or maybe taking up something that pays less, but hey, you love it more. If you're at the end of your secondary school or high school life and you don't know what you want to do in college just yet, take a gap year, take a year out, figure out yourself. Don't rush into a course, which I've seen so many times, by the way, is somebody picking a course where they like the sound of the name and it has absolutely nothing to do with any of their interests and they end up hating it. So take the time out to really research what you want to do rather than just rushing into something because you want to, I don't know, it could be parents pressuring you to go to college. And I guess the last bit of advice that I have, and something to consider, I guess, is passion versus skill. And this is, again, something I kind of see all the time, is you can be good at something, and because you're good at it, you might feel pressure on yourself or from others to pursue that thing just because you're good at it. That's not necessarily going to give you a fulfilling or happy life. So measuring up your passion of what you actually want to pursue versus skill is really, really, really important. And even if your passion, you're not as good at it, you can always practice and get better at it and develop that, because life is about learning. And if you already know how to do something, or if you're already really good at something, you know, you're not going to get that fulfillment out of it. And the last piece of advice, and I can't remember where this came from, but as soon as I heard it, it really, really made me think differently, and that is that you can't be good at everything. For me, I'm one of those people, like, not a control freak, but I do like to manage a lot of different things, whatever it is that I'm working on. And you know, in fashion design, it was kind of like you're either going to be a seamstress, you're going to be a pattern maker, or you're going to be a designer. And as soon as they started creating these boxes of like what we had to be, I wanted to do it all. And it wasn't until my last year of college that it all seemed to make sense, and that you actually can't do all of those things to a really high standard. You do at some point need to decide what you're going to focus on for that period and what you're going to be really, really good at. And to be honest, even though using a sewing machine and stitching was my first love, by the end of my graduate collection, I did not want to sew another garment in my life. I did not want to see another pattern. I knew at that point that I just wanted to be a designer, and that's what I was going to be good at. And it's the same with photography. I decided as soon as I was doing it that I would never be a fashion photographer. I would never be shooting campaigns that you would see in Vogue. You know what I mean? I wanted to do what I knew I was good at, and that was social media photography. Photography for companies and businesses that was marketable on social media, that appealed to people. Through my background of being a blogger, I felt like I had a really good understanding of this. And that was my unique selling point when it came to providing services for these companies. For me, that's what I know I'm good at, and that's why I went straight in for that direction. And that's how I feel like I've managed to grow so fast in that area, which I'm really, really proud of. I've seen my images on like Neiman Marcus and Vince and Kenneth Cole, and that's been the most amazing feeling, and I haven't felt that fulfilled in a while. Just don't freak out, you guys. It's okay. It's all gonna be okay. So I will see you in my next video coming very soon. Lots of New York Fashion Week stuff coming up. I will see you in the next one. Bye!